Hey there, fellow photographers. If you have ever looked at your wide-angle landscape shots and thought, this just doesn't feel as epic as it looked in person, then you are in the right video, in the right place. That massive, gorgeous wide-angle lens in your bag, it's actually a double-edged sword. It lets you capture the grand, immersive scale of a scene that we all love, but it also amplifies every single compositional mistake you make. Today, we are going to fix that. I'm breaking down the 7 most critical, non-negotiable tips, the real secrets that will transform your wide-angle pictures from basic snapshots into a jaw-dropping, gallery-worthy masterpieces. Harness the power of the foreground interest. Your wide-angle lens, by its very nature, is kind of rude. Yeah, you heard me right. Rude. It makes distant objects like the incredible mountain or that stunning sunset look tiny. Your brain sees the scene as grand, but the lens translates it as a distant and flat thing. Have a look at these 2 photos taken from the same beach, Bloberg Strand in Cape Town. One with a wide angle at 16mm and the other one at 50mm. So, how do we fix that optical illusion? You have to use the foreground as your secret weapon. You need to actively search for something interesting to place right up close to your lens. We are talking about a cool textured rock, a tuft of distinct grass, a section of receding water that draws the eye, or maybe a distinct pattern in the sand. It also acts as a visual entry point, literally drawing the viewer's eye in the picture and guiding them through the composition to the main subject. If you don't have the compelling foreground, you don't have the wide-angle landscape shot. That is simple for me in my head. We just have a whole lot of boring, empty space. And you shouldn't be that photographer. Mastering depth of field. When you are shooting a landscape, you almost always want absolute track sharp clarity from the front to the back, a massive depth of field. You might be tempted to just crank up your aperture to f16 or even f22. The higher the number, the sharper the picture is going to be. Right? Well, wrong. As your aperture gets too small, like f16 or f22, a phenomenon called diffraction starts to creep in, which actually introduces slight softness to the entire image. After countless tests, most serious landscape photographers find that their sweet spot is something between f9 and f11, depending on the make of the lens. So try your lens out for that. This aperture gives you maximum depth of field before diffraction starts to ruin the party. To use this power correctly, don't focus on the distant horizon. That's a classic mistake. Instead, focus on compelling element in your foreground. That's about 1/3 of the way into the scene. This technique, which is basically an application of the hyperfocal distance principle, ensures that your details closest to the camera, the ones that draw the eye, the foreground, are crisp and the background falls perfectly into focus as well. Your background will always be a little bit soft, but that's fine because that's how you see the natural elements with your eye as well. Check your corners. Seriously. Check them because a wide-angle lens captures so much of the world, it is incredibly easy to forget what's lurking in the edges of your frame. You are so focused on the majestic mountain in the middle that you miss the trash can, your camera's bag strap, or worse, your own tripod leg sneaking into the bottom corner. I know you can fix it in the post using AI and all that, but just try to get it right in the camera before you even press that shutter. Take a moment to look around at all 4 corners of your viewfinder or the back of the screen. Do this again immediately after you take the photo by digitally zooming into the photo and checking the corners. Correct the horizon. The straight truth. Let's be blunt. A crooked horizon is the hallmark of an amateur photo. If you are shooting mountains on uneven terrain, you might have a little bit of a luck and forgiveness. But if you are shooting a seascape, a beach, or anything with a straight line horizon, that line must be a non-negotiable. Be straight. A skewed horizon makes the viewer feel like they are falling over. Get a tripod with a bubble level and use it and get it right on location, or use the one that is built into your camera. And yes, you can fix it in Lightroom, but that means you have to crop and lose precious pixels and composition. Fix it first, save the heartache later. Don't lose pixels if you can. Hey, if you are liking these insider tips and realizing that landscape photography is more than just a point and shoot, you might be ready to take the next step. I have put together several in-depth courses covering everything from beginner photography essentials to mastering landscape, street photography techniques, and deep dive into Lightroom editing. The links are in the description below. I have more than 2,000 students registered there, and you can read the testimonials for yourself. And the number 5 is controlling distortion and vignette. Wide-angle lenses are magnificent, but they come with 2 classic optical quirks. We need to be aware of barrel distortion. This is where straight line near the edges of your frame appear to be like a barrel, like looking through a fisheye lens. If you are shooting architecture with straight buildings, this is a disaster if you are using a super wide angle lens. And the next one is vignetting. This is darkening of the image corners. While post-processing software like Lightroom and Luminar have fantastic lens profile correction, the best strategy is to start with high quality gloss or the lens that has 0 or minimal distortion in the first place. Polarizer filters can be dangerous. They do not need to be used at all times. If I were to have one lens only, it would be a circular polarizer. It reduces glare on water and wet surfaces and boosts color saturations of the lush green grass or the sky. But here is the danger when using it with your wide-angle lens. If you shoot an open, vast blue sky with no clouds with a super wide-angle lens, the polarizer often won't apply its effect evenly. You will end up with part of the sky as deep, unnatural navy blue, while the rest remains a lighter, normal blue. It's called the blue banding. To avoid this, either use a slightly less intense polarizing effect, that is, to rotate the filter so the effect isn't at its maximum, or just simply remove the polarizer if it is not looking right. Number 7, change perspective and keep moving. First off, let's clear up a major misconception. A wide-angle shot doesn't automatically mean a horizontal photo. I know, it's called landscape format for a reason, but most of the time we instinctively plant our feet and shoot wide. Here is a secret. You are missing a massive opportunity. If you do not turn your camera and shoot vertically, a vertical wide-angle shot is an absolute master at emphasizing scale and connection. Magazine covers are almost always vertical, because one day when your photo gets published on a glossy front page, you will thank me for the free layout tip. Wide-angle shots, because you are having everything in your view, tend to trap the photographers into thinking that, okay, this is the only composition that I have and I do not have to move. Well, once you have taken a few shots that satisfy your needs, just move around. And if you can't move around, try to move your tripod or the lens upwards or downward. For example, in this photo, because I did not have an interesting foreground, I moved and tilted my camera's lens a little bit up to have more of the dramatic sky. So always move and do not stick to one composition for the entire duration of the shoot. My primary aim was to capture this sunset. A few minutes later, we saw a rainbow in the opposite direction and turn towards the rainbow to get it. Hit that like button, subscribe, and do all those nice things so that we stay in touch. This is Mujib from sunny South Africa, and I am a photographer and a filmmaker, and I make educational videos on YouTube. Until next time, Khuda Paman.